Right then, hello everyone, and welcome back to the MMS Le Mans Series Prototype Challenge. We are here for round number 7 of the championship as we now approach the home stretch, the final 3 rounds of the championship, and it is really heating up as well. Um, Round 6 it is, sorry. Um, yeah, the qualifying grid is set then, and we're just ready to go green. But before then, it is time to go through the qualifying grid. So on pole position then, by 0.3 of a second, Henry J. Brown um, for um, for Algarve Pro Racing. Sorry about that. And accompany him on the front row is Harry Hareholt. Third is Lewis Bumpington with Mitch Johnson in fourth for ING Grand Prix. Very good qualifying for him. Same for the man behind him, Mikael Olsen, in the Inter-Europol competition as Gabriela Janichkova lines up in P6. P7 is Pedro Della Lamy, followed by teammate Ratko Betes behind in 8th. Then it is Alessio Silvestri in 9th, followed by Jack Cara in 10th. Then outside the top 10 is Kieran Jimenez in 11th for Ozark, followed by Marshall Bird in 12th for Scuderia Aversa. Then in 13th is David Morris Pearson for PTG Pearson, followed by Matthias van de Velde in 14th. Then we have Freddie Jenkins in P15 with Harding Gallagher in P16. 17th is taken by Aris Soilu, followed by Eddie Redmayne III in 18th. Then in P19 is Giannis Arilis with Rikke Vernesen rounding out the top 20. P21 will be taken by Oliver Kaminski, followed by Stanis Spinazzola in the second Algarve Pro Racing car. Then it is Kyle Wilhelm in 23rd with Erik Landahl, the IndyCar champion, in P24. Stefan de Jong is P25 with James Faulkner in P26. Edda Jonsdotter is 27th with Fabian Wenger in 28th. Henry Henrysson, his teammate, is in P29 with Shimon Witt taking P30, the other Inter-Europol, starting quite far down the grid with Christian Blanc in P31. And the final 2 spots on the grid will be taken by Eva Valiak and Inigo Montoya. Right then, the grid is set. We're ready to go green here at Imola. Lights coming on then. 30 minutes around Imola gets underway then as we are green here at Imola. Henry J. Brown getting away very well then as we head down into turn number 1. Hareholt in second then as Johnson fights Bumpington then for third. It's the Australian versus the Brit then for the last step of the podium as Brown leads away then here at Imola. Johnson sticks in third. Janichkova now in fourth then. There's been a crash. There's a car spinning around. It's Fabian Wenger though we're going to see. Let's see what happened to the Swiss driver. So side by side with De Jong through the chicane. And on the outside, wow, there is quite a big mess up there up ahead. And he just gets caught in all the chaos. So that's Harding Gallagher re-entered quite aggressively. And as a result, Wenger spun out. And I think up ahead, that is Stanis Spinazzola. Quite a tumble here. This was caused by Eddie Redmayne III. I think that was the catalyst part of it. Eddie Redmayne III going off the track, just veering across the track and onto the other part of the gravel trap. Harding Gallagher went off. Wow, you can see this is a really difficult situation to assess, but Redmayne just veering back onto the track. Really dangerous, and Espinazola going for quite a tumble. Fabian Wenger, and that is Espinazola going back onto the track, and in the process wiping out Edda Jonsdotter. Erik Landahl's been involved in that accident as well. Jonsdotter is going to have damage, and she is gone deep into the gravel trap. That is not how you want to re-enter, ladies and gentlemen. as we look up the field. Harry Herholt now chasing down Henry J. Brown for the race lead here, I do believe it is. Yes, it is. As Herholt not wasting any time and already putting pressure on the Portuguese man who obviously has won a race this season. Herholt, who surprisingly has not won a single race this season, will be chasing down his first of the season. As here he goes, in fact, having a look on the inside line. Henry J. Brown goes wide though and loses control of the car, and it's a half spin and someone else involved there. I think that was Mitch Johnson who was collected by Henry J. Brown there, and it's got all wrong for the Algarve Pro Racing driver. We're going to see this on board with Henry J. Brown then. Or sorry, Mitch Johnson. And there is Henry J. Brown, and there's really nowhere he can go. Mitch Johnson. And he's sent off the track, unfortunately. See Brown just loses control of the car, facing the wrong way, and Mitch Johnson isn't able to take avoiding action in due time. He's going to try and re-enter the track. Hopefully this will be a safe rejoin from Mitch Johnson, and it is. There you go, that is how to make a swift re-entry onto the racing track. There's Ratko Betes in 5th at the moment, Gabriela Janečková in 3rd at the moment. She's got a championship to fight for. At the moment, Ratko Betes leads the championship by 4 points from Gabriela Janečková and Rikke Wernersen, mind you. So both of them on 193 points, and then it's Alessio Silvestri on 183, so he's 14 points behind the championship leader at the moment. So right now it is advantage Gabriela Janečková in the championship, but there is still 27 minutes to go. Obviously, we've only got 3 minutes in this race, so we have got a lot of time for a lot of events to unfold. As that's Eddie Redmayne off the track. We're gonna see there's a bit of damage to someone. This is Matthias van der Velde going off the track, trying to keep it in control, just sliding everywhere, but ultimately he isn't able to. And Eddie Redmayne having to take avoiding action with a bit of impaired downforce as he lost the front end of the car. I believe this might have been from the opening lap, I'm not sure. I know it wasn't. That is from Wernersen spinning off. And a very, very slow accident, but it is enough. Oh, contact between Redmayne and Van der Velde. You can see as he's absolutely fishtailing it, trying to put down the power. Van der Velde is going to get past as Redmayne comes into the pit lane. No idea how he was able to keep that under control, but yeah, good thing that we didn't have a big accident. As there's Mikael Olsen getting him out wide. Jimenez spins round. So does Silvestri. And that is the man who's 3rd in the championship, 4th I mean, spinning and even flipping over. That is a big accident for Alessio Silvestri. We're going to see what happened here, because it was a very big accident. Now Betes, Brown and Delalami, wow, just losing control, synchronized. Silvestri isn't able to replicate the 3, goes into the barrier pitches him over, and he just flips over in a very, very big accident. And somehow the Italian has no damage. Bit of bodywork flying there somewhere. I think I spoke too soon. That is Alessio Silvestri without a rear wing. And yeah, he got joined into a very, very big pack, and Soile out of nowhere had nowhere to go. Yeah, I did speak too soon there. That's Mikael Olsen with damage as well. It's a shame for Olsen, considering he started very well in this race. And it seems like he just spun it on the curb. Wasn't able to get control back of the car and just spins it around. Ratko Betes making contact with the Norwegian, but luckily no damage for the championship leader, Ratko Betes. So we now see Lewis Bumpington in second, chasing down the race leader, Harry Herhold. You can see how much horsepower these cars have. The power delivery on exit is ridiculous. You can see Bumpington just trying to wrestle that car through the corners. Acceleration on these cars is insane. It's about, I think, 1,000 horsepower in the Orica FLM 09. As Lewis Bumpington, and the man who sits P10 in the championship, hasn't even scored a podium this season, as Harry Herhold runs wide. Lewis Bumpington is going to take advantage of it and slip up into a race lead. Uncharacteristic error from the Formula 1 world champion Harry Herhold, as Lewis Bumpington now takes the lead of the race. And you can see how difficult it is to control these cars. And Harry Herhold slips up into an error, which sees the man in the Ozark take the lead. Bumpington now holds the lead of the race. Harry Herhold will now have to spend the rest of these minutes, or the majority of these minutes, to try and chase down the Brit to get back in the race lead. And we're hoping with, I'm not sure who this is. This is David Morris Pearson. He's chasing down Pedro Della Lamy for 8th. Very close to the back of the Spaniard. So we'll see how that's going to play out. That's Olsen. That's Mikael Olsen. And he is out. And there is a bit of damage to that Europol car. And now let's see what happens to Mikael Olsen. Oh! And I think that was Harding Gallagher who might have been involved in that. Or was this a separate accident? I think this was a separate accident. Fighting David Morris Pearson here. Through the chicane. I think this might be a mechanical failure. And it is, yeah, the car goes up in flame. And then we'll see what happens to Harding Gal. Oh, whoa. And that was an accident with Ari Soila, like we're in Glamdal. And that is a huge accident. And he just misses Mikael Olsen. That could have been a freak accident if he went into the stationary Europol car. Luckily that didn't happen, but still very, very scary accident for Mikael Olsen. Here's Jack Cara in 5th. Very, very good race for him at the moment. Quietly climbing up the order, as there's a bit of a slide from both of the PTG Pearson cars. David Morris Pearson, and I think that's Eddie Redmayne there behind as well. Yeah, getting their rear ends out. Oh, that is Ari Soilu, and he's hit one of the Team Rebellion cars. This was Freddie Jenkins, who spun off, hit Ari Soilu, which most likely led him into a spin. Freddie Jenkins, yep, classic, just loses it on the curb. Tries to rejoin, hits Jimenez. Jimenez goes on the track, hits Soilu. Bodywork absolutely everywhere. And now Ari Soilu made contact with him. Went off the track in sympathy for Van der Velde, maybe. Turns Van der Velde around. Van der Velde hits Henryson. Christian Blanc comes steaming in, has to step on the brakes. Silvestri comes steaming in as well. Tries to thread the needle. Soilu doesn't want that. Oh, it's a bit chaotic here at Imola so far. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of guys having to come into the pits for repairs, unfortunately. Bumpington still in the race lead then, as Harry Hareholt still is trying to put the pressure on Lewis Bumpington. It's a very curious case on how Hareholt, though, cracked under pressure then, as Bumpington was chasing him down. Obviously, all his years in open wheel racing and, well, whatever other series he has raced in as well. It is really curious that he would make a mistake like that compared to the young buck Lewis Bumpington, who hasn't really raced in much. But Hareholt isn't really looking to let that lead go, I'm sure of it, as he is putting the pressure on Bumpington now. Here's Inigo Montoya. Oh, that's Kieran Jimenez. He's round and he's collected a few people. Might just happen again if he's not careful with this. And, well, third time's the charm, I suppose. It's a little bit Kieran Jimenez there. And through the chicane, just drops it. Valyak and then Espinazola both go into the Brit. And Jimenez is finally able to get past. Give me a second. Sorry about that, as we cut back to James Faulkner. What has happened to James Faulkner here? As that is Kaminski up ahead, making contact with Van instead, or the other way around. Faulkner, whoa, going for a ride here. Flips the car around, and oh my goodness, Stefan de Jong. Horrible accident for Stefan de Jong. Flips round as Faulkner, out of control, there's nothing he can do. And just continues to flip over. That's a very big accident. Veers across the track, and finally the car is able to face the right side up. Despite no damage as well, but on re-entry here, oh, he goes for a tumble again. Tries to go back on the track and hits Henry Henryson. And then you can see there Mitch Johnson's involved in all that. And Faulkner, oh my goodness. What a headache that must be. And you can see he's just not even able to get back into the pit lane. Silvestri there. And then Faulkner, wow, somehow just finds his way out of the pit lane. That is certainly something. I mean, the luck on that is incredible. Here is Harry Hareholt, and as we cut back to the seriousness, Harry Hareholt in the slipstream now. Lewis Bumpington has to back off into the first corner then, as I think he was got a bit too much overspeed, had to maybe back off to avoid not going into the back of Bumpington ahead. Harry Hareholt now still putting the pressure on Lewis Bumpington, but Bumpington doing very, very well. Remember, every lap led here at Imola will grant you 1 extra point. So Bumpington definitely knows that, and he's doing his very, very best at holding the world champion at bay. Janusz Kova in the third then would probably take the lead of the championship unless Lewis Bumpington takes the... think Lewis Bumpington could maybe get himself into the title fight with this, though I'm not sure. But yeah, Janusz Kova looking good to be able to take the championship lead here at Imola if things stay like this, obviously. There's still 16 minutes to go. 19 minutes to go. And anything can and will still happen in those 19 minutes. On board with Janusz Kova, the Pardubice Motorsport junior team chasing down Harry Herhold. They're up ahead for Bumpington and Herhold, actually, is James Faulkner. And Faulkner, who we obviously saw flipping over so many times, has gotten himself into the pit lane, and he might now just be lapped by the oncoming cars here. And now then, Bumpington is desperately going to have to hope that his fellow countryman is going to be forgiving as Gabriela Janečkova just steamrolls herself into Herhold and Bumpington. Ratko Betes wants to join the party as well. And now we have a four-way battle for the race lead. Oh, as Harry Herhold goes into the back of Lewis Bumpington. That's not the way to do it, Harry. And he now has just ruined his own race. He's now got damage. But this is really good news for Lewis Bumpington, because now, not only is the man who was pressuring him all this time with damage, but now it is going to allow him to build at least a bit of a gap between himself and Harry Herhold, because Janečkova and Betes obviously are going to have to overtake Herhold for second. And that is going to allow Bumpington to get a bit of breathing room. I say that, we just saw that happen. So, yeah, maybe not for these two guys, because Janečkova is now immediately on the back of Lewis Bumpington. Janečkova, you can see how much she's pushing, just trying to keep that car on the track. And we'll see then if Janečkova is going to be able to do it. Ratko Betes now in third as well, into the podium goes to Serbia. And we'll see if he is going to be able to do something here. And you can see on board with Betes, he's fucking... Oh, sorry. I don't know why I said a swear word on the live stream. Apologies. He is wrestling the car as well. I haven't done MMS commentary in a while. You'll have to excuse me. Oh, is that Janečkova going round and Betes make contact. The two championship contenders, and Betes is over. He's flipped over, and that is going to be massive for the championship. But the championship leader, Ratko Betes, flips over. And he's going down the order as well. Down to P7 goes Ratko Betes. And the Serbian is not going to be happy with that. Herhold comes into the pit lane. Janečkova still stays in second despite her error. This is going to give Lewis Bumpington a huge lead now. Jack Caro now goes up into third. He puts the RC9 car up into the podium position. So this could be the first time we have a race competitive 9 machine in the top 3. We'll just have to wait to see what other twist and turn this race is going to take now, as Ratko Betes drops down to 6th. Here is, I believe, Gabriela Janečkova. And what happened? You can see how much he's wrestling. It just went over the curb. That really upset the car. Getting sideways there as well. Still able to keep it. These cars, so much horsepower, so much power delivery. So difficult to control these cars. Here's Marshall Bird then in P5. The man who's last in the championship could be on for good points here today if he's able to keep it clean. Bumpington leads away from Janečkova. Henry J. Brown, who's climbed back up into 4th. So Brown, if things go his way in these last few minutes, he could be on for a decent result. As we're on with Marshall Bird. There's Harry Hareholt coming out the pit lane. I believe that's not the position as well. No, that is not. Hareholt is lapped. So, yeah, that is quite a bit of misfortune for Scuderia Aversa. Oh, that's Kirian Jimenez round again. That's at the chicane. Let's see what happened to Jimenez. And just completely misjudges it off the track. And is able to re-enter in P15. That's Inigo Montoya in 10th. I did not realize Inigo Montoya got up into 10th, considering he started last, P33 in this race, to P10. You have to give him, you have to give the man a bit of credit for that. Bumpington then leads 5 seconds ahead of this woman, Gabriela Janečkova. Then in 3rd is this man, Jack Cara. Just on Matthias van der Velde there, looking through the field as Ari Soilu in the pit lane, as Lewis Bumpington leads now. He gets past James Faulkner, who's lapped. Janečkova in 2nd, then Cara 3rd, and then, oh no, that's Ratko Betez! And that's why there's a yellow flag. And Betez has gone off deeply into the gravel. That is not good news for Betez. Van der Sen trying to get past, but let's see what happened to Ratko Betez. And I think he just dropped it on the curb. High-speed chicane, came in a bit too hot, lost it. Unfortunate for Ratko Betez, and this day just goes to worse for the championship leader. Janečkova then seems to have actually closed down the gap on Lewis Bumpington. It is down to a 2nd. So Janečkova looking good on the pace, but she's got one big obstacle. And it's none other than her teammate, James Faulkner, there, who's lapped. So, yeah, Janečkova is just going to have to hope that her teammate moves out of the way so she can fight Bumpington for the race lead. See how much he closes in through the chicane then. Through the left-hander then. Head up the hill. Don't actually know the corner names, so... Janečkova now is on the back of Faulkner. Is Faulkner going to be able to move out of the way from Janečkova? As here's Ricky Vannersen. What's happened to Ricky Vannersen then? It's the damage for the Dane. That's not good for the woman. Oh! And this is a collision between two championship contenders. Bettis went wide. Vannersen flips and oh, big accident between the two. Vannersen just out of control. Sideswipe Bettis. And both of them go off. Drama. Very, very big drama. And Bettis just can't nail this corner, it seems like. Once again, he comes in way too much speed. Vannersen clips him, and just a straight barrel roll from Ratko Bettis. Tries to make it back on track. Does so. Just ahead of Arisoilo, though. Here's Marshall Bird, and that's Marshall Bird without a rear wing. What has happened to Marshall Bird? The man was doing so well this race. And he just lost it. Loses it. Goes off. Isn't able to catch the car. Slams into the barrier. Gets the car to standstill. Unfortunately, there's a wild Italian in a Lamborghini. And Marshall Bird now has no rear wing as a result. Back to the fight for the race lead with one little hurdle in the middle, that being James Faulkner. As we have 10 minutes left on the clock then. We're gonna see whose win it is gonna be for the taking then very, very shortly, I do presume. It is going to be Gabriele Yarashkova, Lewis Bumpington, or who knows, even someone else, as that's Marshall Bird off again. And he's gone from hero to zero, Marshall Bird. As, oh, side by side with Ratko Bettis, just barely. Luckily, nothing bad happens there, but he's gone off the track again. And he's done the exact same mistake he did the lap previously. David Morris-Pearson and Eva Valjak, wow. Code brown there for the pair of them. And I'm not talking about Henry. And Marshall Bird goes off the track once again. This time, able to keep it. Bumping to the race lead. Yarashkova drops back a bit. Now Jack Cara seems to be in the pursuit for second. Yarashkova desperately wouldn't want that, considering she's going to want to squeeze out the most points possible. Then, who's been basically worrying about offense these last few minutes, is now maybe going to have to start turning her focuses on defense against this man, Jack Cara. I have to say he's doing really, really well. Jack Cara could get himself up into second in this race. Yarashkova then currently in second. With this man who we're on board with, Ozarks number 999, Lewis Bumpington, who do really, really well in the race lead. I really have to say so. They're leading effortlessly since Herholt's mistake. Brown. Now piling the pressure on Jack Gara, so Henry J. Brown. Ooh, is he able to keep this as he's got a bit of a slide? He's hit Hairholt, and they make contact, and Brown is round. Just as I was about to say that he might have a shot at the podium, Henry J. Brown spins it round, and I think that is unfortunately gonna be no podium for Henry J. Brown. And you can see Henry just wasn't able to keep it. Brings Harry Hairholt with him, but Hairholt's able to stay on track effortlessly. Fortunately for Henry J. Brown, I think he's just gonna have to settle for a P4. 6 minutes to go now. There's Eddie Redmayne third with damage. And his day has really been torrid. And wow, he has gone for an almighty tumble, it seems here. Loses it into the wall. Wall catches him over. Going over. Across the track. I think he's actually collected someone there, in fact. Ooh, so close to just wiping out Vicky Vandersen. Vandersen super lucky there. And now Giannis Arilis will be looking to get past the stricken Irishman. Lewis Bumpington, then 5 minutes left for him to grab Ozarks and his first win in LMSPC. Be their first podium even. There's Januszkova in the background, still looking to make a bid for the lead here, but just hasn't been able to find the pace. Bumpington has looked scarily consistent this race, as Januszkova very late on the braking, then try and close up to the back of James Faulkner, but yeah, it's difficult to follow. There's going to be a lot of dirty air, obviously, so Januszkova, we'll see if she's going to be able to do anything then. So yellow flag. Who is that for? Who is that? No idea. Oh, there was someone off there. That's someone out. That's Stefan de Jong, whose car has gone up in smoke. And he is out here at Imola. Just coming out of the corner, and boom, car just goes. Nothing Stefan de Jong could have done, and that is his day over with 4 minutes to go. I think that one's gonna hurt a bit. Here is Gabriela Januszkova. What's happened to Gabriela Januszkova? She's gone past James Faulkner? I don't know, what happened? Guess nothing. But she has dropped back substantially. Doesn't spell good news for the Czech driver. So here goes Rikke Vandersen on to Oliver Kaminski. Gets past. Bettes tries to do what Vandersen did, but gets damage as a result. Kaminski spins round. Gallagher now with damage. And, well, that's not gone too well, has it? Ratko Bettes. This is going to be a race to forget for but it's soon going to be the former championship leader. Here is David Morris Pearson going down the inside of the lap. Dari Soilu stays in the group, but up ahead then is Henry J. Brown, the man who actually needs to overtake. He wants to get up into fourth. See if the American's gonna be able to do it as he drifts out of the chicane. That's Lewis Bumpington. Oh no, I cannot believe it. And with 2 minutes to go, Lewis Bumpington just throws it all away and he's down into fourth. Oh my goodness, the man who'd been leading effortlessly throughout the entirety of the race makes one simple error, and behind who else but Inigo Montoya. Look how slow he is. Oh my goodness. Bumpington tries to take evasive maneuvers and oh, well, I can't even really put the blame on him there. Janichkova tries to get past. No, she didn't. Why is Montoya so slow? Why is Montoya so slow? He's stuck in first, that's why. Oh, he's got a gearbox failure. Oh no. And that explains it all. As all these guys enter the chicane, Henry J. Brown runs a bit wide. Silvestri spins round and hits Valiak. And it's just going all wrong. You can see how many cars. There's cars everywhere on the road there, trying to get past Montoya. Once again, the Spaniard causing havoc. But now then, her patience pays off. Gabriela Janichkova is in the race lead here. And she's got about 2 more laps, I'd say, to get to the end. I think it's 1. I'm not sure. I think it might be 1 lap. Here is Matthias van der Velde. What's happened to Matthias van der Velde? Car goes up in flames and he is out with a minute, not even a minute to go. That is painful. Oh, what is happening here? Ratko Betes, that is not the way to park. Or well, it might have been. Eva Valiak, that's not the way to park, maybe. And Betes. Yeah, that was rude from Valiak. But Ratko Betes gets going and he is way out of the points. I think Kaminski might overtake him. No, Kaminski stays behind. Della Lamy, though, his teammate gets past. Here's Mitch Johnson and Kaminski. They make contact in turn 1. Whoa, aggressive from Johnson. Bird gets past as well. And Kaminski drops down to 13th, just like that. As I think the checker flag is out. Oh yeah, the race is over. Coming across the line, or already come across the line to win, is Gabriela Janichkova, who takes her first, I didn't even realize that, but it is her first win of the season, and she takes the lead of the championship with it. Great stuff then. I thought it was another lap. I wasn't paying attention to the timer, sorry. But yeah, Gabriela Janichkova wins here at Imola. That's the race coming to an end. Jack Cara and Henry J. Brown round at the podium, so a very good recovery drive from Henry J. Brown. It's Kieran Jimenez coming across the line for 7th. A day that could have been so much more eventful for Ozark, but still good points for them. Shumovit coming into the pit lane. Harry Herald as well for some reason. I think that's because they've already... No, they haven't even taken the checker. I don't know why they're coming into the pit lane. Oh! There we go then. That is the race over. Before we go, it's time to give out driver of the day. And personally, I think I'm actually going to give it to Henry J. Brown. All looked lost for him, I have to say, in those first few laps. But I think he recovered very, very well to take a P3. So he gets my driver of the day. Right then. That has been it for LMSPC. Thanks so much for watching. Next round is none other than next round is gonna be the support series, the support race of the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. We're going to Circuit de la Sarthe next race, so make sure to not miss that. You'll have LMS on as well, and maybe some other stuff. I don't know, it depends. But yeah, make sure to not miss the 2.4 hours of Le Mans, which is going to be on for LMS and LMS SPC. Then possibly we might have the 2.4 hours of Spa as well on for MMS GT. Make sure to not miss that though. Until then, I have been your commentator Miran. Thank you and goodbye.